Continual compliance can be a real challenge for supply chain companies, especially if they're global companies. There are many countries that are now coming up with serialization and track and trace regulations.
In a normal cycle within a pharmaceutical company, usually regulations have a longer lead time. With the regulations related to serialization and track and trace. For instance, the India regulation was only announced 3 or 4 months before, and then compliance has to really begin.
Once you think you've got everything locked and loaded, if you will, and you're ready to go, 6 months later you may find out there's a new change now that you have to support. When you factor that in with the number of countries that a company may typically have to implement for, and the fact that there's this whole evolution going on, it's a never-ending job. What you have to be able to do is monitor all the different countries, the laws that are coming and evolving, laws that already exist, and to find out if there are going to be changes that are occurring to those. And then it's looking at the requirements, and it's asking all the different questions like, first, what's the serialization and the barcoding requirement? What are the reporting requirements? What are the different events that the government needs to report on? What's the data that they need to be told about? Do I need to report it to the government? Do I need to report it to a trade partner? Or do I need to report to both? What's the transmission methods? What's going to be the impacts on my master data? Once you understand all of those types of elements, then it's about what's the impact going to be on my business process? And then it's also, what's the systems impact? What changes do I need to make to my serialization and track and trace platform in order to support all these requirements? There's a tremendous amount of effort that is spent on peeling back the onion on these requirements and really understand what are they, what do they mean. If a company is unable to comply or comply on time with a new mandate that comes from a country, you are ultimately faced with loss of ability to sell into that market.
The products that they produce and the products they ship, that's their crown jewels. I mean, that's really at the heart of their company and what makes their company run. So the consequences are great.